New World Order, you underestimated the people. You took a gamble and you lost.
Okay, we don't like this. Okay, well then we're going to do this. And that is just how it's going to be.
Evidence brought to light that there is a corrupt officer, or that that officer did shoot that kid on purpose.
I don't care how I look, I don't care how I sound, I don't care what the beat is. I just care the message gets across.
A little bit there. Hold up your mug on there. There we go. Oh, I just got through having a RoboCall. That's a good time for me. They started asking a bunch of questions, you know, the simple stuff. You know, who would you vote for? You know, and who did you vote for last year? And did you approve of so-and-so's leadership? And then moving on to the following party, so-and-so's leadership. Moving on to the following party, so-and-so's leadership. And then they just stopped naming people because apparently that's just not important anymore. See, I just want you guys to know that it's already crossed my desk. I've already read the report in which Elections Canada brought it to court, and the court has actually proclaimed that the 2011 Canadian federal election was in fact fraud. That's not me telling you it was rigged. That's not me saying that I think that it is rigged. It's me telling you that a court in the great nation of Canada has decided that the 2011 election was a fraud. Look into it. Take all of 10 minutes. Was the 2011 federal election a fraud? Boom. It'll pop up. So, got the RoboCall here asking me. And that's what I don't like about it is that, see, in this country, not every country has this privilege. We're not going to sit here and pretend that they do. But in this country, you have the right to go in and cast a ballot and to remain anonymous within your ballot. The country does not know who it is that actually, you know, said yay or nay. That's important. Because when a country calls your home for a robocall or hires somebody to do a robocall into your home and they ask you who you're going to vote for, that's a breach into your right to your voting anonymity. People would say, well, no, Connor, it's just a poll. They're just trying to figure out the numbers. You know, the numbers at the bottom of the news there. Of course, I get it. Did you guys forget you pay your phone bill? Did you not realize they called your home? Your phone bill, your phone number, your name, and your motherfucking address is up there. And if you think for 1 second that they're not releasing the answers associated to number, now you're the one that's in a fantasy land. So be careful when this call comes in, and be mindful of what your phone alone gives away. If I have your phone number through a reverse search, I can find your address and your name. If I have your address and your name and your number and I am calling asking for your voting opinion, which in this country has the right to remain anonymous, and yes, you have the right to hang up the phone and not take place. But there's a lot of young voters right now. They don't all really know what's going on. They just know that they're pissed off and they're going to the polls. Now, I'm not saying don't give up your anonymity, like if you want to go to a rally and support, be it the Liberals, the NDP, the Conservatives, the Green, it doesn't bother me. You voluntarily, through your own mindset, go out and violate your own anonymity by putting yourself into these groups with these people. That is your choice. But getting swamped by somebody on a phone and asking you all kinds of political questions, and you just think, you know what, I'm going to voice my opinion. Remember, when you give away your anonymity, that's like one of the reasons why our soldiers went to war. Aside from the fact they went to war to give us the vote, the right for people to not know who and who you're voting for, it's nobody's business. Your politics and your religion and your sex life are nobody's business. That doesn't mean that we don't entertain big debates amongst ourselves about varying political parties and the large political structure and the scams that are available in the world found within politics. I'm saying your personal political beliefs when it comes time to put pen to paper at the poll. Pen to paper at the poll. Anyway, when you got to do that decision is nobody's business. It is yours and yours alone. You're allowed to voice your opinion. You're allowed to remove your anonymity. But be mindful of the little snares and traps that are available along the way, because we know that the last federal election was rigged via robocalls. So if they know who you're going to vote for through robocall A, they then know to send robocall B, which might just tell you that your voting polling station has changed, which could then make every vote casted at that polling station null and void, because Elections Canada was not involved in the mock-up voting station that was put together. So be very careful. It's 2014. It's a different world that we live in. The voting strategies are being used right now to dissuade people from voting one way or another. That's always done. That's done through the advertisements, to dissuade a person's vote, to garner a person's vote, done also through the ads. To sway a vote is the door knocking, when they actually start knocking on people's doors and start saying, well, what could we do to make you vote for us? Okay? After all that, it gets dirty and muddy and nobody icky, and nobody wants to talk about it. Well, then we get into robocalls. That's where it gets bad, guys. Okay? So stay alert. New Brunswick election is tomorrow. Get in on it. All you youngsters out there that are hearing the sound of my voice, your ass is in a position to make voting cool. Let's get it done. Let's find a way to do it. Let's get all the youngsters that are able to vote out there to vote. Yo, all the gangsters, you gangsters out there hearing this shit, your job tomorrow is to get people to the fucking polls. You start offering up, you know, that car that we drive every day to sell drugs in? Yeah, let's clean that bitch up and let's get some people out to the voting polls. Okay? Let's do this. Let's get it done. If we're talking one day. One day's work. Clean that bitch up and pick up grandma and bring her to the goddamn voting polls. Clean that bitch up and bring your little brother to the voting polls. Explain to him how this is fucking cool. Even if he's 17 and he can't vote, nigga man, no, you gotta come with me. I gotta go vote. I gotta go show you how we run this bitch up in here. Okay? You make it cool. Tomorrow, it's voting day. Let's get it done. Connor, out. If you are hearing this, you are the resistance, boys and girls.